Hello guys, and welcome to our virtual classroom. Today what I want to do is actually go over today's assignment, which is found in today's folder, today being week 2. So as I go here, I'm going to go to week 2. Today is Tuesday, and we're doing lesson 1-3, multiplying decimals. Now, the actual assignment is right here, which I do recommend you have that open so you can submit as you go. You can find it in the textbook, but if you click on the actual notes, you will find that on the second page, I actually set it up for you to do number 8. All right, so we have number 8, and we need to figure out the price that this individual is going to pay for the apples, the blueberries, the strawberries, the kiwis, and the yogurt. And again, we find that information in the textbook. But what I really want to do right now, and here, let me make this larger, is use this problem to review how to multiply decimals. All right, so let's go ahead and do this together. All right, so I'm going to begin by writing this down. So we have $2.25 per pound for the apples, and we have 3.25 pounds. As we saw in class, all we need to do is multiply those two quantities. Now, because they both have the same number of digits, it does not matter which of those is on top and which is on the bottom. So I'm just going to put 325 on top, and I'm going to put 225 on the bottom. As you can see, we're going to get the exact same answer. All right, so let's go ahead and multiply these two together. So beginning with 5 times 5, which is 25, 5 times 2, which is 10, 11, 12, 5 times 3, which is 15, plus 1 is 16. Very good. So I am done with these two, and I'm done with this 5, so I'm going to put a 0 down here at the end of this column, and let us continue. 2 times 5 is going to be 10, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and 2 times 3 is 6. So once again, I am still done with this first column, but I am also done with the second column. I'm going to continue on to the third column here. So now we're going to do 2 times 5, which is again 10. 2 times 2, which is, oops, that's a weird 0, 10. 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 1 is 5. And then we have 2 times 3, which is 6. Now I need to add all of these together. And again, this is all for apples. So we have 5, 2, 11, because 5 plus 6 is 11. 6 plus 5 is 11, 12, 13. And then that's going to be 7. So I have 7, 3, 1, 2, 5. However, as we saw in class, ladies and gentlemen, whenever we are multiplying decimals, we have to count the decimal places in the factor. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4 total decimal places right here. So we have 4 decimal places, meaning that I have to have 4 decimal places in the answer. So beginning with all the digits that we have down here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So ladies and gentlemen, the final answer to this is going to be 7 and 3,125 ten thousandths. However, as we discussed in class, this is supposed to be a dollar amount, ladies and gentlemen. And as the instructions on the textbook say, we need to round to the nearest cent, meaning we need to round to the nearest hundredths place. So this is the tenths place. This is the hundredths place. Because when we're dealing with money, we always round to the hundredths place. We can only have 2 decimal places. Okay. So if I'm rounding to the hundredths place, I need to look at the thousandths place to determine whether I'm going to round up or stay the same. Now 5 or higher makes it go up. This is going to make it stay the same. So my final answer is going to be $7.31. That is my answer to the apples, $7.31. That's what you would put on Schoology without the dollar sign, just $7.31. All right, so if you go back to Schoology, and if you go to the submission, which is right here, and it looks a little bit different, but make sure you click resume. If it allows you to resume, you would put 7.31, and that's it. The dollar sign is already there. Let's try the blueberries. Let's see what we can make of the blueberries. All right, so we're done with the apples. Let's go ahead and do, well, blueberries, 1.75 times 1.75, it's very similar to the apples because it's 2 3-digit numbers. Let's move on to the strawberries then. All right, so for strawberries, we are given $2.89 per pound, and we have 3.5 pounds. Now notice, ladies and gentlemen, I did not line up the decimals. I did not make this is not what I did. I did not do 289 times 3.50. Now, that is not what I did. Now, while that will give you the same answer, you're just making it needlessly more complicated. So we're not going to be doing that. We just need to multiply 2.89 times 3.5. Notice that the 5 and the 9 are lined up all the way to the right. The 3 and 8 are lined up, and the 2 is hanging out here by itself. Let's go ahead and multiply. Oh, and again, and the number with the most digits is on top to make it easier for us. So 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 4 is 44. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. All right, so I am done with this row. So I'm going to put a 0 down here, continue with the 3. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 2 is 26. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So now we add these together, leaving us with 5, 11, 10, 11, 8, 9, 10. And we have in our decimal places, we have 1, 2, 3 decimal places in our factor. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So technically the final answer would be 10 and 115 thousandths. But remember, we are dealing with money. So since we are dealing with money, we need to round to 2 decimal places to the hundredths place. And so we need to evaluate it with the 5. Now, 5 or higher makes it go up. So ladies and gentlemen, our final answer is going to be $10.12. That is what you would write on Schoology, because again, we're rounding to the nearest hundredth place. All right. So make sure you do that for each of these, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully me going through that was helpful to you. Follow the same process, obviously, for the blueberries, for the kiwis, and then for the yogurt at the very bottom as well. Just multiply 2.50 times 5, and that's it. And hopefully that will allow you to finish the assignment for today. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found this video helpful. And with that in mind, I will see you next time.